Happy Friday, everyone! We made it to another weekend, which means a new Last of Us episode. I'm Stella Chung, and in today's fix, Firaxis just announced Civilization 7 is in development, Ubisoft has a strategy game of its own out this week, and an update on why other games have gotten delayed, and Pokémon Scarlet and Violet are finally getting an update this month. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's dive right in. For all of our turn-based single-player strategy gamers, we have some great news for you. Firaxis has officially announced that Civilization 7 is in development. This shouldn't be a huge surprise considering how successful the first 6 games in Sid Meier's long-running series have been. This news came buried in the announcement that longtime studio lead Steve Martin will be stepping down with his former COO Heather Hazen taking over in his place. Hazen said, quote, "I'm thrilled to have this opportunity to carry on the studio's storied legacy, beginning with the announcement that Firaxis is in development on the next iteration of the legendary Civilization franchise." She also went on to say, "I'm lucky to be working with some of the best developers in our industry, and we have plans to take the Civilization franchise to exciting new heights for our millions of players around the world. In addition, we will continue to support Marvel's Midnight Suns with post-launch content and explore new creative projects for our teams." That call-out for Midnight Suns was most likely stated to share confidence in its players after Jake Solomon, the creative director and lead designer of the XCOM games and Marvel's Midnight Suns, left Firaxis after 23 years. Announced today in a tweet, Solomon said he only had positive feelings for his time at the studio and was only leaving to pursue a new passion. He said, "I love designing tactical turn-based games, but it's time for other, smarter people to push that space forward. My brain is on fire with a new dream. Time to go chase it." With Solomon leaving, this does mean that the 3 leading figures behind the XCOM franchise have all left. Solomon, Garth DeAngelis, the producer, and art director Greg Forch. But Solomon and Hazen seem confident in the team now holding up Firaxis, and we'll get a glimpse at what the team can do with Civilization 7. So we'll be sure to keep you updated on the game as we get more news. In other strategy game news, Ubisoft just quietly launched The Settlers' New Allies on PC. This wasn't exactly a surprise stealth release, but it wasn't exactly heavily publicized. New Allies is the first installment in 13 years, acting as a soft reboot with modern graphics and improvements while still keeping its classic real-time strategy mechanics. New Allies will also be hitting all other consoles on March 23rd, as well as Amazon Luna. Pre-orders go live on the 15th. As excited as RTS fans may be about this, Ubisoft didn't advertise New Allies at all and didn't make any real announcements for it. And it's not like Ubisoft had much else going on. A lot of games have been delayed and a bunch more just completely cancelled. In yesterday's quarterly earnings call, Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot told investors that their gaming cancellations were necessary to make room for all the games that remained. Okay, so maybe promote those games that are getting released. Anyways, Guillemot said that the cancellations left them with the right number of games and that those are progressing well with the goal of launching a lot of games in the financial year 2024. What the right number or a lot means remains unclear, but Guillemot noted that most of these games will have post-launch content and acknowledged it was important that talent and resources were able to meet those demands. Crunch culture remains an issue throughout the gaming industry, so if canceling the projects is one solution, so be it. Bite off as much as you can chew, I guess. Ubisoft probably has some surprises in store, but Assassin's Creed Mirage, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, The Division Resurgence, and Skull and Bones are all confirmed, and most of those are live service games that'll live or die by their post-launch content. We'll have to see what Ubisoft shows at the E3 event this year, which they've said they would attend if it happened. Someone should probably let them know that E3 is confirmed to be happening from June 13th to the 16th of this year. Speaking of supporting games, Nintendo has given us a sneak peek at what changes are coming to Pokémon Scarlet and Violet in the February update, though they haven't given an exact release date yet. This patch will include several bug fixes and a handful of quality of life adjustments that fans have been asking for. As outlined on Nintendo's website, the quality of life changes revolve around Pokémon boxes, making it easier to manage the status of all Pokémon in one place. From the Pokémon summary screen, players can now change the nicknames, markings, held items, and mark or ribbon-related titles, reorder moves, have the Pokémon remember or forget moves, and use TMs. The patch also makes it easier to swap out held items and move Pokémon in large quantities, and tell which Pokémon are in battle teams. The bug fixes address multiple major issues around Terra Raid battles and battles. You can read all the specific patch notes on their blog post, but Nintendo says that they would continue to update Pokémon Scarlet and Violet to address further issues in the future. But again, gave no release dates on when that would happen. So I guess keep an eye out sometime this month. And by this month, I mean in the next 11 days. Do you play Civilization? If so, are you excited that Civ 7 is in the works? Let us know, because I never got into those types of games, but it was always so fun to watch others play it. Does that make me uncivilized? I hope not. I'm Stella Chung, and now that you're all caught up on the news, check out my video detailing all the updates in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 Season 2. It's a lot of twos. And tune into IGN tomorrow for more of our ongoing FanFest event. Be sure to download the IGN app, subscribe to the Daily Fix on Snapchat, and of course, for all things gaming, keep it right here at IGN.